Yo, what's good? Royal Crown Spotlight back in the building. Well, outside the building with none other, 7 Ward Shorty. I'm going to let him introduce himself to those of you who may or may not know who he is.
What's that with it, man? 7 Ward Shorty reporting live from New Orleans, Louisiana, man. You know what I'm saying? Rapper, singer, entrepreneur. Also, you know, I do a lot of humanitarianism work for those that know about, you know, that side of me or whatever.
So as we were previously talking about, you know, how the name 7 Ward Shorty came about.
Yeah, so, you know, I was always short all my life, you know, coming up through the, you know, the streets in New Orleans, you know, and I'm out the 7 Ward. See, a lot of people don't understand the wards in New Orleans. You know, most cities got like boroughs or counties.
Right.
New Orleans got parishes and wards. That's how we separate it. So, you know, you got 6th Ward, 5th Ward, 10th Ward, all the way to the 17th Ward. I'm out the 7th Ward. And by me being from that neighborhood and being short, it kind of stuck, the mantra.
It's crazy because, you know, even being from Louisiana, all I ever heard about was the 3rd Ward and the 9th Ward. so when you know, when we link, you know, via social media, I'm like, 7th Ward, you know,
yeah.
like, what is it?
yeah, we definitely put that thing on the map. You heard me that?
So yeah, you know, we're gonna dive right in. You've been doing music for some time. So at what part would you say, what age you say you started taking music serious?
So I, you know, like I was telling you that I was, you know, I've been doing gospel rap for all my, like, in my younger years, since 1999. When I was 13 years old, I got my first record deal.
Okay.
With Foundation Ministries, a dude named Amari Childs, from Chicago, Illinois. So from there, you know, I kind of fell in love with music, started doing, you know, gospel songs and things like that, traveling with them. And, you know, I kind of saw a side of the industry I didn't want to be a part of, and I decided to walk away, you know what I'm saying? And when I made that move...
How old were you when you made that decision?
Shit, this was in 2006. This was after Katrina, so how old I was? 21?
Okay.
21, 20? You know, and it was just, you know, I don't know, it just kind of was discouraging, you know, and I made the move. And that's what led me to the lifestyle I went to living, like, more harshly. More street, more drugs, more being promiscuous, more,
so,
you know, all that.
Being that you was doing music, you know, that young of an age, you had a contract, you was on the road, did you, like, attend school regularly, or?
Oh, no. It was over with. I was a rap. I dropped, you know, I didn't even finish the 7th grade. I think I repeated the 7th grade about, 3 times? Yeah, real talk, I didn't even finish.
Man. Okay. So, being that you know you started so young, you didn't really do school. Do you have any regrets when it comes to that matter, or was it all like?
Well, I mean, I have a very extensive educational background now. You know, being an adult, like, I regret not finishing it then, but it took me to go to jail. You know, I did 6 years in Angola, 3 years in DCI. So I just come home from doing 9 years flat. You know what I'm saying? I only been home a little over 2 years.
So we linked, you was fresh home.
Oh yeah, I'm fresh home. Yeah. I only been home a little over 2 years. So, you know, and that's another thing that really catered to, you know, my success. People like, damn, this dude been home, like, you know, a little over 2 years and was able to, you know, to do the things that he did. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. So, would you say it was like a hard transformation for you changing over from doing gospel music to, you know, the music you do now?
Nah, I never changed over. I still do the gospel music. All I did was add an addition. I added a different genre, you know what I'm saying? I got a little bit more rugged with my style because, see, what people don't understand with music, you know, and I know a lot of people may not agree with this now, but, you know, I'm an expert when it comes to songwriting. And the reason why, because I understand music. You know, the reason why a lot of people won't listen to me because, you know, I ain't the Michael Jackson or the Mariah Carey or yet, you know what I'm saying? But when I become those people and I get that big, then I have a lot of people undivided attention, you know what I'm saying? Because I have all these major records under my belt, you know what I'm saying? But I see the mistakes a lot of these artists make, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, you know, I understand music. Music is, you know, it has its own language, you know, and if you're not in tune with music, you'll miss it.
And we speaking of major records, man. And you had something on your page that caught my attention.
All right.
The track Morgue.
Morgue with me and Mr. Elliott, yeah.
How did that even come about?
Man, I got lucky. I mean, the track existed for like a year, I think, or 2 years, and she it was in Virginia, and it went to this lady, boss lady Nella, who has an agency out there.
Right.
So she shopped it around to a few artists. This before me and her even met, and you know, we ended up doing business together or whatever like that. And she was like, "Hey, look, I got this track that I presented to like 6 artists. You know, nobody could kind of like
get with it.
You know, yeah. Nelly was one of them. Nelly, yeah, they couldn't come up with a concept. So, you know, I said, well, look, send it to my email, let me check it out or whatever like that. She like, well, look, dude named Point Guard and Missy Elliott did the track. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, let me see it. So, man, when I heard it, I'm like, damn, this kind of crazy, like a crazy little beat. So I played with it for like, you know, about 3, 4, 5 hours, and I mean, man, the rest is history, man. Yeah.
Okay, man. Look, your life is definitely one, you know, that people may want to look at too, right, man. And in the midst of us talking and networking, you felt sick.
Yeah, I caught a seizure. I caught a massive seizure.
So, did you have a history of seizure, or
nah,
it was just?
Man, believe it or not, my wife said she woke up where she was in the living room with my daughter, and they just heard something like a big old thump, and they found me between the dresser and the wall. And what happened was I was bleeding from the right side of my brain, you know, and they didn't understand but that led to the seizure. I didn't know what happened. I woke up in the hospital. I woke up, had people all around me, doctors. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what happened? And my wife looked at me, she's like, baby, you had a seizure at 5 o'clock this morning. I'm like, what? My first mind? I'm like, man, I don't even have seizures.
Right.
So I don't even understand, you know, how I even can how I can contract.
Like, how did you feel? How do you feel now? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
I feel good now.
Out of it.
I feel good. You know, I guess, you know, the 2 songs that you know, my rebuttal, I guess, was Kid and Backwards. You know, just to let the world know where I was at with it. You heard?
Right. And it's crazy because, like, man, like, that was just an eye-opener. Like, you know, never take any days for granted, because, man, you had been networking, going back and forth, and I was being supposed to come down and do this interview, and I was scrolling. I'm like, man, because, like, you had just posted. That's what was crazy. You had literally just posted, and I seen it. I'm like, I read the caption, like, multiple times. I'm like, man, is this really him? You know what I'm saying? Or you got a twin, and you, I'm like, man, I'm like, whoa.
I was 2 up, man.
That was crazy.
I was 2 up.
That was crazy.
I think Mayor Cantrell even hit the hospital up, you know, behind this. You know, the Mayor of New Orleans. Shout out to Mayor Cantrell. You know, she shows me a lot of support in the city. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and speaking of that, man, you did an interview with the mayor.
Yeah, she interviewed me.
So, how did that even come about?
I mean, working, man, working. You know, that's all I can say. Give me a napkin deep. Working. You know what I'm saying? Working. Just putting in a lot of work. You know, just staying humble, staying focused on a mission, you know, coming up with my own strategic aim, and you know, it catch their attention. I always tell people, bro, you know, one way you know if a business is popping in their hometown, their city or whatever, if you go there, I don't care where you at on earth, if the local government know where their business is, it's popping. That's
right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, speaking of the mayor, like have y'all done any type of like community work and all that together?
Actually, we done a lot of, I performed at the Mayor's Ball last year. That's on my Instagram page. So I did that. We did Gallia Hall, which was influence tabletop. I also did private party for Senator Carol Carter Peterson alongside the mayor. This Friday coming up on the 20th. The 20th is this Friday, right? Oh, the next Friday. Well, the 20th of this month.
Yeah.
Me and Mayor Cantrell, we getting on the colorful bikes, and we ride through the city.
Okay.
Together.
Now that's what mayors are supposed to do, man. And speaking of mayors, you know, 35. So you've been through a few different mayors in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is your hometown. Like, describe the difference in the city, you know, during the terms of the different mayors. Like, basically.
Well, first, one main distinction is this is the only mayor that that I've been accessible to.
Right.
You know, like real tough. This is the only mayor that I've been accessible to.
And I see she's really out with the community, man. She's hand on, you know, and I think that's what communities deserve. You know?
What I love about it, she let me be me. She never tried to change me. She never tried to, you know, every time I walk through City Hall with my bandana on, you know, everybody give me the utmost respect. You know, they never try to get me to be something I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it.
So you say you was what, like 21, 20 when Katrina hit, man?
Yeah.
Were you here or?
I was in New Orleans.
Like what was that experience like for you personally? Because I know everybody's experience was different.
For me, me personally, I didn't have really no family members that died in Katrina. You know, that I know of. You know, that was none of my immediate family for sure. But you know, I left the city. I went to Austin, Texas, by my auntie. And, you know, it kind of, you know, I was too up around that time, man. I was in the streets, you know, I wasn't rapping. I was in and out of jail. You know, I was thugging, you know, out there on Bourbon, panhandling, you know, taking people money, you know, robbing, you know, doing all the slinging iron. I was doing all type of bad shit, you heard me? So, you know, I kind of, you know, I was too up. I wasn't paying attention to the things that mattered, the most important things that mattered in life. I never paid attention to that until, you know, later on in my life.
So basically, when Katrina hit, you still living your life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
When Katrina hit, I was ducking around the corners and crevices of the hood just like any other one of them dudes, you know, trying to break into the MP Hummers, you know, trying to, you know, I walked into one of the houses one time, man, you know, it was at a studio. The dude had broken into one of the, I think they either came up on a bag of grenades or they stole it out the Hummer. He had a live grenade in the studio. He pulled the pin out of it. And he pulled the pin out of it. He walking through the studio. He like, man, look. He like, man, look at this grenade out. Look. I'm like, man, you
not even knowing what happened.
He like, no, Shorty, don't go nowhere. If I got the pin in my hand and you know, and I don't take my hand off this, it's not gonna blow up. I looked at that boy. I'm like, so what happens if you trip over a little toy or a little pencil or something? And then what happened?
Whatever happened with the grenade?
I left. What you mean? What you say? He said, what happened to the grenade? I walked out the house. Yeah, the minute I saw he said those words out of his mouth, that Shorty's not gonna blow up. Man, anything can happen, my nigga. Anything can happen.
So you don't know the end of the story? You don't know?
No, they didn't die. Nothing happened. But I'm just saying.
I mean, because you can't put the pin back in it.
Yeah, you can.
So you can put the pin back in.
Yeah, you can put the pin back in it.
And it won't detonate.
That's what the dude told. And when you Google that, that's actually legitimate.
No.
But why play like that in the hood? Who plays like that? That's a joke. Who the fuck finds that funny? I'm just being real. I don't find that amusing.
Man,
I'm sorry,
that's a different type of crazy right there.
Yeah, that's insane, man. You gotta be out your rabbit ass mind to play with a grenade, man.
Man, I always thought once you pull the pin, like you had no choice but to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently when you pull the pin out, if you hold it, it don't explode. If you let it go now, ain't no closing it back. Ain't no closing it back and putting it on. Once they click,
because he never let it go. Okay.
Game over with.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's
that's
facts.
crazy. This is one of the crazy. I know I heard some New Orleans stories, but man.
Man, listen to me. Man, this is true. I can tell you one even crazier than that, man. Now this real. I ain't never told nobody this here. Okay, I'm gonna make this real brief. So picture around this time of my life, I was pimping. You know, I was doing my little thing, woo-doo-woo-doo-woo. I had this little snow bunny on my team, and we was at this little hotel on Canal Street. And so me, her, and my little partner Dolan, shout out to Dolan. You know, we leaving out this hotel, and we get in her car. And you know how you got them little partners that, you know, this your partner, but the nigga be on that shit so much that you really don't really want this nigga around. Nigga, when you go to tripping every time this nigga in the mix. Is something also. Antonio was this partner that me and Dola had that we used to hustle with. Excuse me. So we come out the building, and Antonio hit the block. He like, Shorty, you know what I'm saying? Say Shorty, bruh, give me a ride home, bruh. This, that, and the third. I'm like, man, fuck no, I ain't giving you no ride home, nigga. This, that, and the third. So he like, so you know, he like, man, you tripping, Shorty? Come on, bruh. So Dola like, man, Shorty, man, that's our partner. Let him in the car. Check this out. So I let him in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Another grenade. Now.
Man, let's check, man. This is about to blow your mind. I bet you ain't gonna have a smile on your face in a few seconds. Listen, this about to, man, I ain't never told you this story. This is true. And Dolan might still alive. I can call that nigga. He can verify this. So we get in the car. So Antonio went to directing us where he stayed at or whatever. So he like, all right. So he's showing me around New Orleans, showing how to get to his sister house. That's where he going at.
Right.
Man, we get to this back street in Gentilly. It's a long street. Ain't nothing on the street but a canal and a few little like light poles. So I see somebody way at the end of the street. As soon as we hit the bend, I'm talking about like 5 blocks down, you can clearly see somebody in the middle of the damn and on the back street. It's nobody's 3 in the morning. So I tell Dole, I'm like, look, I'm like, you say, Dole, you got some stuff, you got rocks on? He like, yeah. I said, give him here. I said, nigga, they look like they got a whole rock head back. I'm about to serve that bitch. You heard me? Woo, woo, woo. So that boy like, man, alright, bang, bang, he give it a rocks. So as we got closer, I turned the radio down. I noticed it's a white woman. Check it out. So we turned the radio down. I turned it down. I'm driving. Shell in the passenger seat. Dolomite sitting behind me. Antonio behind Shell. I turned the car to 45-degree angle. This is no kid. Look at that. The lady did this. The car right there. The lady did this there. She bent down, and I don't know why I didn't look at the lady at first. She bent down. She was like, "Excuse me, sir. Can y'all please help me? They threw me off the bridge." Check this out. When she said that, I looked at her. I looked at all them in the car to make sure I heard what the fuck I heard. And I hit the gas and peeled clean off on her, man. But I'm like, what? Well, first thing I heard was the word they. What you learned in school? That's singular or plural? Plural. That's plural? And more than one person? Yeah. See, that's the first thing my mind went. Who is they? First thing. Secondly, what you did for a nigga to throw you off a bridge?
You would never.
Oh no, you did.
Listen to me. Listen, this is a true story. The lady had a green and yellow, all into one flower dress on. Her face was blooded up.
Oh, so
she was soaking where she climbed out the water. I'm looking at the bridge they threw her over. It looked like they beat. I don't know what they beat her with. She was blooded up. But my thing, you 3 blocks from Franklin. You need help that bad. Why are you lingering on this back street at 3 in the morning talking about a nigga threw you off a bridge? This could be a whole setup. That's how I see my mom thing. I'm like, so that's what made me peel off. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to handle it. Then you could be strung out on that dope. Anything, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, man, that's a true story,
You've been in some situations,
man.
for real.
What?
Man, so look, so there's no need to dive into the question of what it's like growing up in New Orleans.
Oh my God!
Because that's a lot of that is self-explanatory. So man, look, we're gonna dive back on the music topic though. You know, you've been in the industry for some time.
Yeah.
You've been in different genres. You know, your streams are crazy.
Right.
Your networking is crazy. But if it was 3 artists, any 3 artists you can choose that you can work with, collab with, who would they be and why?
See, J. Cole, Kendrick, and J. Cole, Kendrick, and the third one right now. The third one right now, I would really want to work with Eminem.
Ooh, all lyrics.
Yeah,
so you know you gotta bring it. Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hold my weight. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
you know, I admire all them dudes' craft. You heard me? You know, especially M, my favorite rapper. You know, so to be on a song with him, that's probably the only person I'd be starstruck with.
So man, look, I know this man. New Orleans have a lot of lyrics. I don't know why New Orleans is so underrated. You know what I'm saying? But like they have a lot of lyrics.
I know why.
Did y'all come up? Did y'all battle rap like how they do in New York?
Yeah, I mean we had the sword, but it wasn't a real popular thing in New Orleans because of the crime and the violence. You know.
Oh yeah, that'd go too far.
Yeah, dudes that go to saying stuff about dudes, about this ward and that ward, and then it turns into a murder, and so none of that could ever get popular in New Orleans because of ego and pride. You know, which is a real strong demonic force in New Orleans.
Do you think that ever change?
No. Nah. It'll never change because of culture. And the reason why I'm saying culture, not black culture, but New Orleanian culture. Meaning, it's looked upon, and I explained this when I gave my speech in Galleria Hall. The image of what a good man and what a prosperous woman and a prosperous man is supposed to be, that's looked upon as a weak thing in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know, meaning if you got a great career, you're a father, husband, you know, with a stand-up dude, you don't sell drugs, but you get your little money, you hustle, you do your little thing, however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You go to work every day. That right there, you fake, you a pussy, lame ass nigga, you get jacked, kicked in your ass. You know, all the prominent figures are negative, and that's the problem. So with that mind frame and that culture being New Orleans, man, that city might be doomed for that reason right there.
So yeah, so you know, we can talk all day, all night about this, man. Like you want to give any shout outs, the floor is yours. Tell people where they can find your music, any upcoming projects. You know, we definitely going to continue this.
Y'all know what it is. I'm going on my Believe It Land tour. Believe It Land, excuse me. And y'all know where to find my music, man. Everything is this Ward Shorty, man. I appreciate all my followers on Spotify. I got 50,000 followers on Spotify. You know, all my followers on the gram and everybody, you know, that's tuning into the music. I appreciate all that. You know, of course they got you know, great music coming out, you know, content, great, you know, artists that I work with. I have a gospel album, my last gospel album getting ready to drop in a few months. It's called Before I Fall From Favor. And you know, I'm actually was gonna surprise my fans, but I'm doing the whole album with a mass choir. And so the album is dope, you know, it's fire, you know, and yeah. Real talk.
All right. And then last but not least, number one thing I like to ask everybody I interview, you know, we all have an expiration date. When you leave this earth, what do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy is that I remain the same individual through the brokenness, through the poor, the poverty, stricken environments, all the way to the fame and wealth. That I always remain complacent, 10 toes down, whether I was in jail, free man, rich man, poor man. I want that to be my legacy. That Shorty was just a normal dude.
Facts. And we're out.